What up, world? DJ on the mag. What? Coming in with the face cam, baby. I'm back. So, in this video, I mean, Bandai be dropping some absolute bombs on us right now. I tell you, they be giving us the card goodness, which is definitely really piqued my interest a little bit. So in this video, we're going to get my kind of live reactions, my thoughts of the new cards that have been revealed, obviously, especially for the freaking 2023 regionals participation cards, which is just like, that's what I'm talking about, along with the judge packs. And then we're going to go into the promo cards for the new Digimon 02 movie, which has got some sauce in there as well. So if this is the video for you, then stick around and enjoy. And if you like this content and you want to see more of this content, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, and also drop me a like because it massively helps out the channel. Okay, enough of the plugs. Let's get to the sauce, because I must admit, I've been hard at work all day. So this is the first time I'm like seeing what Bandai be cooking. And one of the things that's annoyed me somewhat is being these participation regional packs that we've been receiving, which have been, I'm not going to lie, freaking mid. It's been so mid, to the point where it's like the travel and, you know, me participating is just not worth it. But right now, Bandai been like about to change up the game, make these players rethink their opinion, and actually deliver us with freaking super rares, which all actually have some freaking relevance, which I'm all for. So obviously I have the Shout Cross 7, which obviously is pretty nice. It is used in the deck. The artwork be on point. You know, artists, I never doubt you guys. You're always slaying it. So it's really good that we have got a card that is actually going to be usable in the deck, and just, yeah, like, absolutely fantastic. And the fact that you just get this card by just participating is nice. Emperor Greymon, obviously, for the red hybrid souls. I mean, that artwork, once again, on point. Like, it's used in the deck for red hybrid. Is the most, like, used card in red hybrid, which is really, like, such a powerful boss monster. To have that additional security check, which just means you're going to be clapping cheeks. Just pop a Digimon if you're either on top of Takuya, equal or less DP than it, which, you know, is just overall a good card to actually have as part of this pack. And then we go to the Raid Gallantmon BT12, which is once again really good card right here. The artwork, oh god, man, busting open here because it's just on point. Just absolutely great. Perfect stance. This is what the community's been asking for, is that actually new artwork for these cards, not just like a freaking border and just like, oh, there you go, jobs are good. And it's like, that's just a bit weak sauce. I'm like, I'm all for a nice full border card. Like, you know, I do appreciate, I mean, I've got freaking Bow Hookmon event packs and Save Your Hookmon event packs, and I do appreciate the full, like, color borders. But when you are traveling to these events and you get just such mid cards, not even cards that are like usable, some are, but others are just like, why? Who picked this? Like, who actually picked this? Did you just want to just laugh in our face? Because let me tell you, you succeeded. So it's good that we do get a nice solid Gallantmon, which is once again really fantastic. Obviously we do have our Imperial Dramon fighter mode. Once again, usable card, BT12 certified. It's just good stuff what we've seen. Shine Greymon, like, just to have this in part of the participation pack just is already worth. Be interesting to see what the how the market kind of goes when this kind of drops, because Shine Greymon is the boogeyman of the format. It's good. It's so consistent. But, you know, it's inevitable that it probably will get a hit just because it's been pretty consistent still in JP. But it'd be interesting to see now that we've got a pretty banging alt art right here, which will be of higher value, because obviously we do have the participation ones, but then we also have like the finalist ones and then the champion version stamp one there as well. So obviously that's going to be the max rarity of this particular rendition of this card. So it'd be interesting to see how that kind of goes on the market. Then we do have the War Greymon, once again, BT12. Like, these are just, once again, strong cards to have. Like the new set for Greymon support, which I mean, when I say new set for Greymon support, it is Greymon, the card game. The fact that we are going to be having more support, where most likely Raid War Greymon is going to be really putting in some work in BT14, is going to be fantastic for this card to shine. And once again, the artwork is just gorgeous, honestly. And then we obviously have the Serious Mon, which obviously with the Resurgence booster coming at the end of September. You know, this once again just really, just the pose, the angle, everything about this card is just really nice. So yeah, this is definitely sparked my interest to enter regionals. But it's really up to Bandai in terms of like how often they're going to be dropping these regionals out. Like, I know for Europe, I think what we had like one maybe, yeah, I think literally one regional that we had, and it was just, yeah, the participation pack was just mid. Obviously a lot of players was faced with the ban list in regards to Beelzemon, like pretty last minute, so it was overall it wasn't the most fantastic experience. I'm not going to lie, but at least with this, obviously it's going to take the edge off. But Bandai really need to work on like how many regionals they're going to be planning, more in real life tournaments as well. And this is why at the moment I'm kind of, you know, really getting my setup ready to kind of participate online, because it seems like Bandai are catering more to online tournaments, which I'm still a bit skeptical. But my boy, you know who you are, has really kind of opened my eyes to kind of playing on webcam. So yeah, I feel like I can actually kind of chase down these cards a bit more, but I really do want to see more in real life tournaments, and I suppose the community want to see that there as well. But overall, Bandai, you've done good. You've actually listened to the community, and you've actually really come with a good regionals participation pack. Finally, no misses on that one. Then let's just have a look at the judge ones right here. So judge ones, it's very mixed. Like, there's some alright cards. I mean, for the Beelzemon fans, we do have the Wizardmon and Balmon, which I'm like, I thought I was done. I thought I was done dripping this deck out. But no. You pulling me back in, Bandai. Like, pulling me back in like Sega Bass Fishing. And I'm just like, oh, for the love of God, it's never over. But regardless, really good packs. Really, it's alright. Like, obviously Pokemon's nice, but I prefer the actual art built Pokemon, to be honest. Like, it's, you know, that really does kind of shine. Two of the Argamon experts you don't necessarily use, to my knowledge. EX4, I've not seen that bad boy in play. We got fucking Terriermons for damn days up in here. I'm like one is two of them are the same? Are they all the same? I know one's like the previous one, BT5, and then the other two are both EX4, but one's the alternate art, which I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a waste of slot. Maybe I'm kind of hoping this is just wrong, but I don't know. Like, the ones that are kind of going to be your chasers are probably going to be your Wizardmon and Balmon. They are primary staples in Beelzemon. Pokemon could be a sort out card, but we've already had kind of Pokemon before. We even had Pokemon as part of one of the regional participation packs. I've literally, I mean, I've got the goddamn card right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, we've already kind of had that one. So yeah, I mean, I prefer the other one because that is literally just a cut out of what the old one looked like. I think I can't remember, but. EI. It's all about the regional participation prizes right there. But let's just get over to the good stuff. Let's get over to the Digimon O2 kind of reveals, which are very interesting right here. The thing that I'm a little bit like for me, I love armors. I really do love armors. I'm a massive fan of armors, especially Vmon armors. There as well. So for me in this film, I was really hoping that we get some proper mad armor support. When the trailers was revealed, I didn't see one goddamn armor in there. I'm like I saw some DNA goodness. I mean, I'm hoping that Silphamon really gets some freaking support, because I love Silphamon. That freaking static force. That shit was like tight when I saw that in the anime, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. So my big thing here to expect from Vmon is actually having some good a good Vmon that's gonna facilitate both the DNA package as well as some of the armor source. And then obviously with the other cards that we do have, you know, if it builds that archetype up, then sweet. Like, don't just do a promo card for the sake of doing a promo card. Actually make it have some form of relevance, which is going to support the deck somewhat. So this is what we've kind of got here. Obviously, we do have the older versions of the Digidestined, which, like, the drip is looking pretty nice on half of these characters. I mean, Cody on the glow up. Either Cody's still at school, I don't know. But but Cody looking pretty cool. But the thing that is really sticking out with Cody for me is the fact that it is black. And I don't know where and Kill, I can't remember his name. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. But yeah, this guy, the Digimon that's obviously his partner, Armadillomon. There we go. I was like, God, I read from it. Yeah, being black, that's not going to be splashable in the overall archetype. So I don't know if they're going to have like a mass redesign of that whole archetype. I would expect him to be like yellow black. That would be nice. But I understand why they kind of changed the colour, because obviously then it would essentially be 3 yellow cards. Obviously you'd have the Gatomon, you'd have the Patamon. So I understand the change, though I really hope that his future Evo lines are going to be yellow-black, at least. And it would be nice if Armadillomon had, like, I suppose have his kind of like egg, because obviously now it's going to have to. Oh, I suppose you can either on top of a black and a yellow egg, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, so panic over, it's all good. So yeah, his other lines will probably have to be yellow black or black yellow, however they do it. But yeah, same cards look all good. But what do they do? So let's go over to the Vmon promo. So obviously, our boy wants your turn once per turn. When this Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon card with 3 in its traits, if you have a tamer, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So, for me, I was like, okay, this is actually gonna make armors pretty nice up in this bad boy. Obviously, we already know it's gonna support our DNA goodness. Like that's inevitable. That's the whole premise of the film. But I like how it still caters to armors as well, even though it's not like directly saying armor in trait. Lucky enough, armors have 3 in the trait, which is going to be massively helpful. It means that we're going to get our armor evos for the cost of 1, which is huge, and we also will get Magnamon at the cost of 2, which is also massive. So good stuff right there. That on first impressions, we'd love to see it, Bandai. Obviously, Inheritable is also pretty spicy. So when attacking, and this is not once per turn, if the Digimon has 2 or more colours, draw 1. Once again, nicely catering to both of the archetypes. That is solid game design, card design that we like to see. So overall, Vmon gets an absolute A star. I think it's definitely going to be a 4 in the deck, especially with how armors is kind of going to change, because obviously we do have the Pokemon egg there as well, so that if there's no, I think it's related to no sources on a card, it gains jamming, so that will just work quite nicely there as well. But even with the Wanyamon egg, you know, swinging, getting 2 cards, and then because it's not once per turn, if we do Evo into a Magnamon, Shazam, we digital for 2, we unsuspend, we swing again, we draw a card. So overall, I do like what they're doing with Vmon. Very solid right there, really catered to what I was hoping they would do in regards to armor support, but not being so direct. Going on to Wormmon. So Wormmon is an on-play. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 blue/green card with 2 or more colours, and 1 tamer card with Ken in the name amongst them, and then return the rest of the bottom. So it's solid good search right there. I've kind of wished it did a little bit more. it depends on what they're kind of going to do with Wormmon. I mean, it kind of caters a bit more to the kind of the top end, if anything, because essentially you can't just pick like a Vmon off the search, because it has to be add 1 blue/green card with 2 or more colors in there. But at least you can kind of get your Kens, you can get your Megadeth as well, which is nice. So it almost reminds me pretty much a slightly better version of BT8 Vmon, because you can net 2 cards technically, but you are losing 1 card off that search there as well, because BT8 Vmon is a reveal 4. And then in the end of turn, you may Digivolve into a Digimon. So basically just trigger DNA Digivolve at the end of your turn, which is fine. Like I say, I do wish it was a little bit better. Something, I don't know what they could have done, but I feel like we already have a Wormmon that actually does that. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. So go to Hawkmon. So on play, another searcher once again, reveal top 3. Add 1 yellow or red card with 2 or more colors, and a tamer with Yoli in the name. So once again, like Hawkmon and the whole line needs just more support in general. So if it does get that more support, at least this is going to be probably one of those cards that you're going to add in. You know, if we can just really work on getting that search engine going, getting your pieces ready for use of DNA and so forth, then it's going to work. But we do need at least a decent Sylphimon that is going to be really clapping those cheeks, because we've not really had a decent one. We've had one that's kind of facilitated the whole DNA premise of the deck, and that is literally it. We have one that's just didn't have DNA in its whole like card design, because it was way before BT8. So hopefully when it comes to BT16, we do see some really solid support to really flesh out what this Hawkmon can actually bring here, because it does have the inheritable DNA at the end of your turn without paying the Digillusion cost, which is going to be worth. So really do hope that they treat Sylphimon well right there. Gatomon just is a little bit, don't know about this one. So Gatomon just gets barrier, which barrier is not as particularly great. I'm not going to lie. And then inheritable, all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 2 KDP. It's okay. Don't think it would go into Mastamon anytime soon. So yeah, a little bit weak sauce. Let me know in the comments what you think. Armadillomon. So once again, another searcher, pretty much similar to Yoli and pretty similar to Hawkmon and Wormmon, but this is just searched out black yellow and a tamer with Cody in the name, and once again the Digivolve effect inevitable at the end. So yeah, once again that whole line needs a bit of fleshing out, but it looks like they could possibly go down the black yellow route with that, which would be quite interesting. It'd be good to see what they do there, because you know, having like yellow and black as an archetype have pretty interesting effects. Obviously black's more that Digivolve effects, which Digivolve, there's not really necessarily such a counter to Digivolve, and then you got minus DP from the yellow color speciality. So it'd be interesting what they do with that. Patamon. So Patamon looks kind of saucy right now. So on play, look at your security attack, add 1 yellow/black card with 2 or more colors amongst them, and shuffle your hand, and then the recover 1. So Patamon is actually really, really nice, because effectively, if you have a tamer in there, which is going to be yellow and black, or yeah, so they have to be yellow and black. Effectively, you can get your tamer out, and then also recover 1. So like yellow's always been good at looking at security and just namming a card. It's pretty nice. And then obviously from there, we do have the your turn opponent's Digimon from the security get minus 2 KDP. Obviously we've got to kind of think as well, when these Digimon DNA, these are going to stack. So in effect, say if we do have Patamon and Gatomon kind of fusing together, you know, that's going to be like a minus 4k. that ultimate is going to be swinging in. So it's going to be swinging in quite nicely and quite safely into the opponent's security. And then we go to the Ukomon. So this is apparently maybe the villain of the whole film. So your turn once per turn. When your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, you may hatch one Digi-Egg card to an empty space in your breeding area and then gain one memory. It's pretty nice. I mean, I like to see what they're going to do with this. Obviously, it sounds alright, but because we've not seen what any of the further Evo line does, even if it has any further Evo line, it'd be interesting to see what they do with with this archetype. So overall, I think the support is nice. I think they've done okay. I think Veemon's probably the best one maybe out of them. Though it would be interesting to see what they do with the other lines in terms of their top end, because we kind of know what Veemon does in a sense. We know what Wormmon does, but they've never really fleshed out Hawkmon, never really fleshed out Armadillomon. Palmon, Gatomon, they have their own kind of full Evo lines, but it's never been a form of DNA focus. We've never had like such like a Shaku focus, really fleshing out that particular Evo line and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, and hopefully the movie will really just kind of flesh out those archetypes. So let's go over to the Tamers. So Tamers are quite saucy. Once again, Davis being the, obviously got that protagonist swag going about him. So start of main, if you have a Digimon with 3 in his traits, gain 1 memory, which is pretty nice for a free drop. We'll take it. And then on play, activate one of the following effects. You may play 1 Veemon from your hand without paying the cost, that's basically just a free Veemon. And then the other one would be one of your Digimon can Digivolve into X Veemon in your hand without paying its cost, which once again is not bad. When we're supposed to see what new X Veemons we get, this could be absolutely cracked. But just it's basically just having it on the field, securing that you got to gain a memory is sick. On top of obviously the memory set Davis that we already have, having this out and having maybe a Davis and Ken, you could have been netting at least freaking 5 memory. It's a lot of memory to obviously play down these cards, don't get me wrong. But you know, that is a scenario that could possibly happen, especially if you just proc it out of security. So overall, it's not a bad Tamer for a free drop. Going over to Ken's also a free drop as well. Pretty much exactly the same as Davis right there, and pretty much the same kind of effects, but you just Evo either play a Wormmon or you Evo into Stingmon without paying the cost, which once again is fine. I can't say it's rubbish, because then Davis would be rubbish. So overall, it's okay. Going to Yoli, pretty much the same thing. They pretty much all have the same thing. Looking at this, it's all the same thing. So basically what these Tamers do is either grant you memory if there's 3 in the traits, which is great, and then if you play the Tamer, you're able to play a Digimon, which is obviously linked to what their partner is. So overall, pretty nice right there. Free value for getting a free Digimon out or getting a free Evo out. It's pretty good stuff, especially with obviously coming up with the end of turn magic that you can get there as well. You know, if you then happen to maybe, say if you're on 2 memory, you throw down one of your Tamers, you Evo into, so for example, go into BT12 VT12X Veemon, obviously that passes to 1, trigger that DNA, you then gain a memory back, so it's clawing back your turn, and then you're able to go into Paildramon and then obviously continue your combo. So really good synergy in terms of the ult support that it does have, which is pretty spicy. And then let's go to the Lu Owada. So this one's also going to be different right here, because you know we don't know what this brother does. So we've got the on-play magic, and I can't really scroll up any further here, which is a little bit annoying, so I'll just read it out. So on play, you may move one of your level 3 or higher Digimon from your breeding area to the battle area, which this could be quite dangerous in terms of its interaction, because it is an on play. So depending if you have let's just say a freaking level 6 just in your raising. You're just hanging back. This was triggered out security. The fact that you may move is nice. Not just you move something out. It's like, oh great, so I'll put them in a line of fire. Obviously then you kind of move out of the raising. Then you got level 6 out right there, which is pretty nice. There's very obviously, I think for this it would be good if it was like maybe a blocker, like top end, because at least then you moved out and you could prevent lethal in those particular instances. So very interesting interaction, the fact that it is an on-play effect. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, by suspending this tamer, you gain a memory. So yeah, some pretty good interactions right there that you could do. Definitely gaining that memory for just kind of pushing out, which is nice. But I'd love to see what this tamer's doing, like what this whole tamer and the partner is doing for this kind of unique effect that it's got tied to its tamer and also the rookie. So guys, that's your boy done. Overall, I like the reveals. This was definitely worth the wait. Like I said, I've had a pretty freaking hard day, so it's very nice to see some actual good source coming out from the old reveals on the news. But let me know in the comments what you guys think to all the good stuff that Bandai be pushing out. Don't get me wrong, I want to see some more tournaments being dropped, especially for the other regions. Like, you know, brother, we're starving out here. You know what I'm saying? But guys, stay safe, stay fly, drop me a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. D-Dread off the mic.